Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. Today I got my top 5 WWE SummerSlam matches. Hope you guys can watch this before the pay-per-view tonight. So let's get into this. And before we do so, I want to give a shout out to a couple of our new subscribers. First up here we have Dylan Dynamite, Richie Wise, and Dominic Ritchie. Thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. And if you would like a shout out, drop a comment down below. I'll be sure to give you a shout out in the next video. So let's get into this top 5 SummerSlam matches. For me, this wasn't that tough of a list. You know, there's been a lot of good SummerSlam matches over the years, and you know, for me, my favorites automatically come to mind. You know, I had a list of about 15 matches here. I'll go over a few honorable mentions at the end, but let's get into this with number 5. Number 5 comes to SummerSlam 2000, an event I reviewed with the DVD Freak. Gonna go with the first TLC match between Edge, Christian, the Hardys, and the Dudleys. Classic match here. They kind of renamed the match from WrestleMania 2000 into the tables, ladders, and chairs for the first time ever. Pretty creative match, which, obviously now we have a pay-per-view TLC. So pretty notable pay-per-view and match. Edge and Christian retaining the titles. They won the match at WrestleMania 16, and they would go on to win the match at WrestleMania 17. So Edge and Christian were really the Triple Crown winners of the first TLC matches. Number 4 is coming from an event just a few years ago from SummerSlam 2016. I can't believe the quality of matches these two guys had together. Talking about AJ Styles and John Cena. These are some of my favorite matches to go back and watch from the last few years. Apart from Punk and Cena and Daniel Bryan and Cena, AJ Styles and John Cena had 3 or 4 really good matches on pay-per-view. One of their best matches came from SummerSlam in 2016. Great back and forth, kicking out of the AA, the Styles Clash. Thankfully, AJ Styles won here. But Cena had to get his win back at the Royal Rumble a few months later. But I thought that SummerSlam match might be their best. Number 3 comes from SummerSlam 2013. It's going to be CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's been like the king of SummerSlam ever since he returned. He's main evented 7 out of the last 8 SummerSlams, which is insane. 12, this is the one he didn't main event. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and if he main events this year, it'll be 8 out of the last 9. CM Punk and Brock Lesnar had one of the best no-holds-barred grudge matches ever here at SummerSlam. This was just a one-off. CM Punk had been having a rough year in 2013 and eventually left the company after the Royal Rumble the next year. He lost to The Rock back-to-back pay-per-views. He lost to The Undertaker. He did get a win against Jericho at 1 month, but here at SummerSlam, once again, he's in the ring with another part-timer, Brock Lesnar. And this was when Brock first returned, just a couple of years after, and had a fantastic match with CM Punk. CM Punk goes the distance at one point in the match, is yanking on Heyman's tie while he's in the F5 position. I thought that was great. But Brock does pull the win out, and just a short period after this, Lesnar would end the streak. Number 2 and number 1 were actually really tough. but I think I went in the right order here. So number 2 is going to be from SummerSlam 2002. This whole pay-per-view you could probably put on a top 5 list, minus a match or two. This is one of the, if not the greatest SummerSlam of all time. You know, you had Brock Lesnar winning his first WWE title, Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle, Ric Flair and Chris Jericho, RVD and Benoit, Edge and Guerrero. And you also had a man named Shawn Michaels making his return after 4.5 years out with back surgery. This man was in rough shape for 4.5 years, and he's finally returning. He's having a match with one of his best friends, Triple H, who was one of the most hated men by this point in time. Whether it was behind the scenes in the internet community or the dirt sheets, nobody really liked Triple H. I always been a fan, so this match was pretty tough to watch. You know, they were doing all the back spots. Triple H was really working this back, and Shawn Michaels came out, you know, with that second win after that kick up, and you know, the backbreaker on the chair, the sledgehammer at the end of the match. Shawn Michaels does pull the win out, but these guys would use a ladder during the match. Shawn Michaels hit a big splash through a table. This was one hell of a match. So Shawn Michaels gets the win, but then Triple H gets his heat back, smashing Shawn's back with the hammer. Incredible. You know, some people thought Shawn Michaels may never return after that bump from the casket match in the Rumble of '98. So let's go through a few honorable mentions of some of my favorite SummerSlam matches. First up here, from 1997, Bret Hart and The Undertaker for the WWE title. This was one of my favorite SummerSlams. I love '97. Triple H and The Rock from 1998, that ladder match for the IC title. John Cena and Daniel Bryan from 2013. Anytime I go back and watch 2013, it's definitely Punk, Lesnar, or Bryan versus Cena. Edge and The Undertaker had a great Hell in a Cell match in 2008. And CM Punk and Jeff Hardy in 2009 had a awesome TLC match. My number one match is probably no surprise to a lot of people, but Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog from 1992. The match isn't perfect, but it told one of the best stories you could. Got a shot there of it. You know, legend has it, the Bulldog stayed up all night and was pretty hungover from the night prior. So Bulldog wasn't in the best shape of mind. He was forgetting a lot of spots, and Bret Hart carried this match. A lot of rest holds to call the spots. But this match turned out really good. The crowd was incredible. Over 80,000 fans there in Wembley Stadium. This was just awesome. You know, Bulldog winning the IC title in the main event of SummerSlam 1992. This was one hell of a moment and a big stepping stone for the IC title. It brought so much value to that title in the early 90s that it was really that workhorse title that guys really wanted to win so they could kind of gain a step or two into the world title picture. And it helped a lot of guys in the near future. Guys like Triple H and Stone Cold and The Rock. And even later on, like Randy Orton, Chris Benoit, and Eddie Guerrero, Edge. So, SummerSlam 92, very notable event. Anyways, let me know some of your top 5 favorites from SummerSlam. If you only have a couple, comment down a couple of your favorites. Anyways, we'll talk to you later. Peace.